Okay, welcome friends. Money Mike's here back with another video. All right, I think I smashed my camera, guys, so my camera will be out for a little bit, but I'll be back again. But I guess moving forward now, we can focus just on the charts and not just on me. So let's have a look at where we are right now. So again, leaning off as to where we are, the next order block we're watching out on the demand side for is here. Now we've broken past 47. We had a body close in the 47 region, so we broke past this area. And now the price is hanging around this region. So far, the reversal signature for a short-term short has hung quite strong in here. But again, remember what I said to you guys, that for me, I don't think that this is a very strong reversal short. If it's going to be a strong reversal, then it's going to need to break back beneath areas of supply that held the price during May. So if it was going to be a short, guys, it would have to be a break beneath here and then a re-optimization of this area of supply. But for now, we don't really have that. So we're good to go for now. Okay. Right now, we can still ride the wave that we want to ride the wave on, which is for us to go for, the short. So I'm watching out carefully to see how the price pans out here, what we see going forward. All right, so I'm keeping my eyes peeled, checking out what we have going on here. But for now, I noticed from the D1 here that most of the lows have been run, and we are inside of demand right here. So there is a chance where Bitcoin now, it has hit the point that I was looking for, which was right here, to return into this area of demand. We've just had the price spike into here during the Asia session. And we have also had a break of market structure here. So right here, here's our break of market structure here. So I think we definitely should be looking for a bullish move in a moment. I mean, if I drew the 5-minute zone, all it would really need for this to be a really, verifiable bullish movement would be for the price to basically get back in here. I do think that this swing, the lows from this swing will probably be run, but I think we have a trade on our hands, guys, with Bitcoin here. I think we could actually take a trade from here. Just looking at even from the 30-minute here, or even from the hourly, this looks quite clean for us to go for a bullish movement here. So I'm going to be watching out to see what happens. Now, on that note, okay, if that's what we have as a day trade, let's go and see what the rest of the market is doing. So I'm going to start off with, I'm going to put Ethereum here as well. Let's have a look at Ethereum and see what's going on here. All right, so Ethereum is not really, as I said to you, would be very resistant to shorting. Okay, it's already pulled back up while Bitcoin is actually selling off. So we see a little bit of variation in their price action here. Okay, again, I wouldn't expect Ripple to really, for Ethereum to really do anything until it gets into this supply zone here. I do think it might have a slight struggle, but then eventually it should break past here. Now, we've just had a similar kind of signature of reversal, both long and short. Okay. To be honest, we've already missed the entry from this movement here. The entry actually came in the morning for Ethereum and is already taken off. So that was already a good one here. That was really a nice trade already. Let's see something. The price returning to demand here. So the price just kind of kissed the demand zone, but I guess from the 5-minute, let's see. From the 5-minute, it actually hasn't returned in here. So we might have one more pullback again. But it was a really nice takeoff anyway. Your stop loss would have been beneath here, and then the profit would have been here. So the risk to reward on this is about 1 to 7, which is not bad at its highest point. But it looks as though the price is making this ready or making ready for a long. Now, Bitcoin and Ethereum do look very similar. They have the same similar demand order block here. Similar kind of reversal pattern for a long. So I'm watching carefully to see what we have. I'm hoping it'll pull back one more time on the 15, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. But it is a nice trade either way. And the price is definitely making its way for the long. So I'm keeping Bitcoin here. I'm keeping Ethereum here. I'm going to go over to Ripple now. So with Ripple, again, is balancing between two areas of demand. But more importantly, when I go to the daily time frame here, if you guys remember, this supply zone here, we had the price fill it and get back in here. Now it looks like the price is going to reverse inside of this area from where we are and produce a long. So I'm watching Ripple now very carefully. I do think we're about to get another long potentially in Ripple here. And so if you're day trading this or you're investing, then it looks like we're now depend. Still use your final analysis. This isn't a financial advice, but again, it looks as though now the reversal strength is not that strong. Okay, so we couldn't completely say yes, but it is in an optimal area where the price could reverse from for sure, especially what we've had in the price action today. Now, all of the charts look very similar, so I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled to see what happens. But very simply though, this H4 demand zone, which is from the previous week here, the price has used it to go long and short. So if at any time the price was to re-break above this area again, then we should be on our way on the bullish side, and we should be looking for the next targets of $1.35 towards $1.50 on our way back up here. So let's see what's going to happen here. I'm interested to see how the price is going to behave. At the moment, not slow, but I mean, it's just a normal day. I do think a lot of the crypto activity does happen in Asia more than it does happen in the US session even. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled, guys. But when it comes to Bitcoin now, let's talk about this. So when could Bitcoin get to 100K? Now at the rate that it's been going at in these last, 4 or 5 weeks, we've seen a move from 29 to 48. Okay, so not double yet, about 80% recovery in about 4 weeks. So that 80% recovery, for us to get back to the all-time high, we're going to need another, so from 46 here to 64. Let's just quickly do the maths. How far are we from the all-time high? So as a rough figure, so 46332, all right, divided by the all-time high, which is 64,566 from what I can see. All right, and then we're going to times that by 100 and take away 100% for us to know what's going on. So if you do that rough calculation there, so 46,322 divided by 64,566 times 100, take away 100%. So we're about 28% away from the all-time high. So the previous all-time high is 28.24%. Now this 28.24%, now because we had fundamental news to back this movement, okay, it did spike up quite quickly, but at this natural rate that we're going at, okay, we've had about a gain of about 80% over 4 weeks. So if the price continues as it is, we could get to the all-time high, okay, in the next 2 weeks at least. So by the end of August, getting into September. Now we know that with the bull cycle, if we do the calculation from, or if we do the golden rule ratio of where we are from the bull market to the next bear cycle, okay, and I will pull this up in a moment, okay. I'll pull up the golden bull cycle ratio so that you guys can see this, because I think it'll be helpful to see here. But if we go for that, right now we're really in the last throes of the bull cycle before we get into a bear market. So if I pull it up for you guys, for you to all see. All right, so this calculation that was done, by the way, it's on TradingView, it's available. I'll leave the link in the description below so that you guys can have a look at this. But the golden bull cycle ratio lets us know, using the algorithmic property of the 4-year halving cycle of Bitcoin, to be able to work out roughly when the price is going to peak. Now, we've only had one bull market so far. I mean, this is a bull market, but it's not complete yet. So I can't say two, because it might not even be, maybe, who knows? Okay. There is that slight chance where, central banks are really fighting against anything that's going to take people away from fiat. So there is that risk there too. But for now, anyway, we've only had one bull cycle to work on. So this is the calculation from the first bull cycle, or the first major one, but there have been previous ones. We have more than one halving. I think we've had approximately 3. All right, but I'm going to pull this up for you guys to see, okay? And then after, let's go for it and see what's going on. So I'm going to switch over. All right, let's have a look at this. All right, so I'll share my screen. All right, guys, so I'm switching over right now, and let's have a look at what we have going on here. So first of all, if you want to find this again, the link will be in the description beneath. All right, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to show you guys exactly what we have going on, and we can look at the cycles we've had. So I would say, I'll take it back. When I say the first bull cycle, I'll say this is the first bull cycle that most people know about. Okay, it's the first bull cycle that most people know about is the one that we've just had, which was from the second halving. We've had 3 halvings so far. Okay, the first halving, okay, was just after the inception of Bitcoin. So the bottom of this market was at $2.21. And this is in 2012. And from $2, it went all the way up to 1,219, according to this chart. Now the halving, and this is where the cycle ratio comes in. So 51% of the time, the market in a bull cycle does the normal movement. Okay, this is what we have. The normal movement happens again around 51% of the time. So in this case, we have 317 days, and then we had the first halving. So after the halving, the effect, of course, it would be because there was, a lot less people involved with Bitcoin at the time and etc. The halving was quite exponential. As soon as the halving happened, not too long after, and on the weekly time frame, a few weeks after, we saw the price go from $13 all the way up to $153. Then it got up to 248. Then we had a big drop down to 45 before the price made its way. Now, if you can see here, in what we had here in the final throws, okay, so this is the 30th of September, so the 49% of the market. So after the halving, we have 49% of time until the next, cycle happens, and then we get into a bear cycle. If you notice here, from September into October, we had an exponential movement where the price went from $82 all the way up to 1,140. And this is usually how bull cycles go. So this first one we had, you could really see the effects of the halving immediately. And then we have a bear market, and then the price gets to a new bottom here. So at this new bottom here, so 2015 May, the price started to make its way for the next bull cycle. And then we saw that the next halving happened, which was in June, 13th of June, roughly, or 27th of June, excuse me. That period there, we had the halving. So now after the halving again, we still had green candles, price pushed up quite strongly bullish, okay? And then we saw another exponential move start to take place, candles started getting larger. And then you can see towards the end here, now it wasn't as exponential as the first, but towards the end of the bullish cycle that we see here, in these last final weeks, this is where we see the biggest exponential movement. If I go from the last swing here, September, so again, roughly around September again, the price was about $2,819, and it got all the way up to 20,000. So why am I saying this? When it comes to the bull cycle that we're looking for now, most likely we're looking for a bull cycle that's going to happen, or the move we're all waiting for is going to happen in the last final stages of the bull cycle. This is how it works, okay? The exponential movement, now this is just because of trader psychology too, but the exponential movements or the panic buying, the large pushes of liquidity into the market always happen near the end, okay? Now, 2020, we had the coronavirus, so we had pandemic situations, price bottomed out. We had an initial movement here, but then the price was knocked back down again during the coronavirus period. And then again, the price made its way back up again to higher points. And right now, this is where we are now. We're in this cycle where we've had 518 days until the halving. Now, the halving took place on the 11th of May, 2020. All right. Now, 49%, or the 49% is going to be, to do the calculation, you need to zoom in here. So what I'm going to do, input this here. Let me see if I can zoom in from here. All right. All right, so here we go. So 51% is 518 days, okay? Now 49%, guys, okay, the calculation for it, I'm going to give it to you already so that you already know. All you have to do is just 49 divided by 51 times the 518 days. And that's basically 497 or 498 days. Now, to do this calculation properly, okay, we need to do 497 days. Now, the good thing is we could take 365 away from this because that equals 1 year. So from the halving, so 11th of May, 2021, there should be 32 days left. Okay. Excuse me, 132 days left. So from May the 11th, there should be 132 days left until the price does that. Now, if we do some quick maths again, 132 days, all right, there's roughly about 30 days in a month, so divided by 30, we have about 4.5 months left from May. Now, if we do 4.5 months exactly from where the 11th of May is, 4 months from May is the September the 11th, and the 0.4 means 40% of a month, all right? So again, 4 months from May is September 11th, and that extra 40 is about 2 weeks. So we're looking for about September 28th, okay? September 28th. So right now we're in the last final months where we can, before the price, we expect it to exponentially grow to figures that we would not be expecting nobody would have believed could have happened. Now, to put this into perspective, guys, after the halving here, from 9K to 46 is already a big jump. But notice here, all of these lows here. So the second halving, we went from $458 to 20K, which is basically 50 times the price. Now, the lowest price here that we've had so far after the halving is about 9K. So 50 times that is about 540K. So Bitcoin really has some good exponential movement that can happen. So I would say to you guys, be very wise, be smart with what you're doing, and be patient, okay? We've had a different type of market here. You can see the shape of the market is different, how things have happened. And because 2020 is a very different year from all of these others because we've had the pandemic and a lot of other things, okay? So I wanted to give you this chart. So we have about 1 month and 11 days until September 28th. And between that region there, we should really see Bitcoin take off. So can Bitcoin get to 100K by then? Yes. All right. All right. So this is what I'm looking for when it comes to the price action. So I want to come back to the charts now. All right. Let's have a look here. So Bitcoin is pulling back here. It looks like it's pulling back for another entry. That might be the entry to go for the long. We'll see. But for now, all of the other pairs are following suit. Ethereum too gave a really good trade as well, potentially for a long. All right. So let's have a look at the rest of the market here. Now that you have this in your mind, guys, you want to keep your eyes peeled for what is about to happen. Trading wise or investing wise, either one. Okay. So Monero, this is where we are. H4 and then H1 here. So Monero is looking very rangy, but is making its way upwards. The demand side of the market is supporting the price to go upwards. And I expect that to continue. All right. Now we just had a very strong spike here on Monero, similar to all the other pairs in the Asian session, which I believe should trigger a long. So looking at any of these pairs, Monero, just like at Doge, quite similar. Doge just spiked into the demand zone here, or very close to it. Has it got in? Yeah, Doge just about got in here from the previous day's low here. So that should trigger the continuation to as an A to B, C, and then now a D swing going forward. They're all in the same category here. So I guess right now what we would want to do is just wait for the price to show its colors. And then from here, you know, we can make movements forward. All right. So this is what I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a better perspective of what's going on. And then after we can take it from there. All right. So take care, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.